Rooftop Renegade is a side-scrolling action game that has you grinding through cities trying to get away from whomever is chasing you. The story is very light and not much is explained. I don't know the main character's name or why they're being chased. Rooftop Renegade is pure, like an action game where the goal is to get through every level as fast as possible. To get through these levels, you hoverblade from left to right through several loosely connected paths. You could take boring platforms the entire way there, but it's more fun and, more importantly, faster to grind rails, hit floating boosts, and run on moving walkways. Basically, do anything you can to get to the end faster. All while you're being hunted by armed enemies that shoot different parts of the level to activate traps or disable the path you were using, just so their buddies that are chasing you can catch up and end your run. For example, they will shoot a rail to deactivate it, or they can shoot a pipe to blow it up and make you drop through. You're not completely screwed though. First, you can see their crosshair, so you can anticipate where they're going to shoot. Second, you have abilities in your hoverblades. I'll get to that later though. It is an interesting concept, having enemies floating in the foreground, actively trying to force you into a mistake. It's the most exciting part of the game. You're looking for the fastest path, but you have to be somewhat quick to dodge the problem or find another route. I'm either really good at this, gaming master here, or Rooftop Renegade is incredibly easy. I felt the game moved slow enough that dodging everything was simple. There isn't enough surprise to the changes in the level to force you into a mistake. There are no death pits or ways to fail except by not paying attention. If you do miss a jump, it's not that big of a deal to drop to the lower part of the stage. The only reason to stay higher is to have more pathing options. The gameplay is definitely fluid, but to me it didn't feel that fast. Also, I wish Rooftop Renegade had advanced techniques I could use to go even faster. For example, diving to the ground after a jump. It could work, but I don't know when the main character is faster. Is running faster? Is grinding on a rail faster than hitting a boost circle? I would love to know the answers to these questions. That way I could attempt to hit all the fast parts of the level, then the enemies would actually be screwing with my pathing. Anyway, during the level you collect crystals that reduce your abilities cooldown. You can see how many you have in the top left hand side of the screen, and the highest level you can reach is 4. For every new level you get an instant ability refresh, and then for every level your cooldowns are decreased. A little strategy I've been using is timing the instant refresh so I can use my abilities more. Although you should keep picking them up because they give you more score at the end of the level. Collecting them is key to getting a fast time so you can use your abilities more throughout the level, especially the boost. They're everywhere though, you'd pretty much have to go out of your way to not collect them. Now, about those powers. You start with only boost, and as you level up you unlock more hoverblades, and those hoverblades come with abilities. Boost is fine, and using it as much as you can in a level is best, although I think you gain more speed if you use it on a rail. You can also use it to keep some forward momentum if you're going to fall short of a platform. Next, you unlock jump. That one is fairly straightforward. After that, you gain a blink. Now you can teleport through anything in your way, makes it a lot easier to avoid any traps the enemies sprung on you. I've said hoverblades a bunch now, and I'm guessing we both figured out that they're the skates attached to your feet. As I said, you start off with a basic set, which only gives you the ability to boost. Then as you level up, you gain more abilities, which is to deal with the increase in difficulty. So far out of the ones I've unlocked, I see no reason to use a lower ranked set of hoverblades. I didn't reach level 8, but you can see the later ones have less abilities, so I'm wondering if they do something else. Still, I wish I had more interesting hoverblades unlocked sooner, something to mix up the gameplay a little. Then, at the end of the level, your score is totaled up along with the associated experience you gained. You're given a rank, and I actually don't know the lowest because the lowest rank I received was a B. gaming god, which is important because it unlocks more levels and Hoverblades. You only need to reach level 5 to unlock all the levels though, but you will need to continue playing to reach level 8 to unlock all the Hoverblades. Note that you can gain experience finishing a level in any mode, but I'll explain how the modes work right now. Before I jump into what modes are included, I want to mention the obvious omission of a story mode. I'm mostly missing it because the world looks intriguing and I wonder why the main character is being chased. Someone please tell me. Anyway, the arcade mode. This mode has 24 levels that I got through pretty quickly. They're short, between 1.5 or 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. Note that you can be blocked from continuing. As I said before, I didn't have any trouble getting through these levels and didn't replay any, so I reached a point where my level wasn't high enough to continue. My scores were pretty good, like I'm some sort of gaming master. If you do replay a level, you can compete against your ghost, but I ended up getting the experiences I needed in the next mode. Generator mode allows you to create a random level based on a text input box. Whatever you put in the box is translated to enemies, layout, and what stage you're in. And this is fine. It is a simple system so you can match up levels with people online. However, it would have been nice to have something where I could choose the options myself, or a difficulty meter so I know how challenging the level it's going to be. It's a little obscured behind the text that I might put into this box. Finally, party mode is a way to play with one person trying to get through the level and up to 3 others trying to stop them. Great idea. I bet this is where the game really shines. However, I didn't get a chance to play it. I don't have friends that are going to be playing this. As always, something with friends is better than it's not, so this is probably expected. Although I don't want to recommend Rooftop Renegade on this mode alone. If I wasn't able to put down the controller in single player, then I would know for sure that it would last an entire night playing with friends. But I don't, and it doesn't, so that's that. Overall, Rooftop Renegade is okay. The mechanics aren't as smooth as I would like, and it feels like the story is missing. Sure, the graphics allow you to add your own story in a way something like Geometry Wars doesn't. That's a joke, don't take that seriously. Also, I really wish online leaderboards were included. It's nice you can generate an infinite amount of levels, but they all play very similar. Rooftop Renegade is an interesting concept that doesn't really deliver, sorry. Future Grind has better rail grinding, and Will You Snail has better guessing, AI guessing that's trying to ruin your day. I hate being negative about Rooftop Renegade, since it's such a well-made game with unique concept, especially that multiplayer mode. I hope people find it, play it, enjoy it in ways that I cannot. Thanks for watching. There's a link to my Steam curator in the description below. I recommend following that and also possibly subscribing to the channel. I don't know, it's a pretty good channel. Bye.